Okay, hi everyone. I used to use Logic Pro a couple of years ago, and I've recently just upgraded to Logic Pro X. You may be familiar with it, I'm not sure. But what I used to love doing, especially at university, was I used to make tracks in Logic and then send MIDI messages into Isadora using virtual MIDI. And it's been a couple of years since I've done it, and I just thought I'm going to try it this afternoon. So I thought I'd quickly screen grab it and share it with you guys. It might be useful for some people. So the first thing I've done is create the track, and it's just an external MIDI track. I created this region, put 4 notes in, which is really good for your kind of tap tempo, your 4 kind of clicks, your beat. I've got it set at 120, but this will be anything. And in the step editor, I have created some very random lines under channel pressure. Remember that I've not actually got any instruments selected here. Ignore that piano, that's just a general icon. So I've got a step editor, which is channel pressure going on, which is MIDI, and I've got the 4 notes, which is C3. And if I press A in Logic, I've also drawn some automation, which is in controller number 24. Now if we just jump to Isadora, I have already set up, in the MIDI setup, 2 ports coming in. I'm only actually using the 1, I can turn that off. Isadora Virtual In, which links up here, back in Logic. If I just tab back to Isadora, what I've done here is created a note on Watcher, which is relating to the 4 C3 notes. The mono pressure watcher, which is looking for all these green lines that I showed you down here, and the control watcher is looking for channel 24. Now I've already ran this quickly, so you can see it's already picked up channel 24, so I know it works. But I'll delete that and just create a new one, so you know I'm not cheating, as if I'd cheat. So now this has gone back to default because it's waiting to receive information on all ports, all channels, all controllers, and the full value range. Now you can minimize these, not minimize, kind of slim these down in a second, but because I've got nothing else going on, I'm going to press play. So now everything should be happening. That's fine. There's my notes. There's my step editor channel pressure going on. And if I go back to Isadora, we can see lots happening. So, note on, this should be triggering 4 times in the loop that I've got, so there we go. And then the mono pressure, which is what we can see here, we can see this going up and down, which looks about right. And then the automation, which I've hidden here, that's there. Now what I can do is, now that I know it's coming in on port 2, I know that's channel 1. I know that we're looking for controller 24, and I'll leave it to the full range. I'm going to create another controller watcher, because let's say I want 2 things happening. If I go back to Logic, press A, which is a shortcut, I'm going to change this and I'm going to send another crazy message out on channel 30. Could be anything. I'm just going to draw something quite simple in here. So there we go. So there's some more information. This could be controlling effects or anything. If I go back to Isadora and we change this to controller 30, and we need to do that because you can see this is now looking for this controller on 24 and 30, so it's jumping between and not having a very good time. If I change that to 30, now this is just reading this information in the purple. Sorry, this one is looking for this purple information, and this top one is looking for the other information, which was on 24. This information. If you've watched any of my tutorials before, you'll know that I have a saying which is numbers are just numbers. So for instance, this value could be linked to the decay amount of a motion blur. They're just numbers, you can do whatever you want with it. So there we go, Logic Pro X, working with Isadora version 2. Really cool for making tracks live. I'll probably do one as well with Ableton Live, which is a bit more popular. but you can do it with logic as well. Hope that's useful.